The clock strikes 7. Welcome, everyone, to Office Hours with Amber. I'm Amber, and this is Office Hours. Currently, I am wearing my Taylor Swift Eras Tour hoodie because I am conjuring all of the female empowerment energy. We're going to channel it because it's like the last hour of my life tried to kill me off. How dare. I updated my computer last week, and I didn't realize that somehow it was going to do voodoo magic in the background. So my OBS, the cameras weren't working, the audio was crackly and weird, and my computer kept crashing, and I was like, oh, today's the day, huh? Today's the day. Well, guess what? Today is the day, and we're going to get some shit done, and it's going to be so good. When I have a lot of work to do, I cannot have my hair in my face. So as much as I want to look cute and presentable for this, we got to go function over fashion. Housekeeping. This month is PowerApps month. I'm having oodles of fun. I think it is such untapped potential for me, especially. Last week, I took the very bare bones basics, and April Dunham did a beautiful job walking me through the basics in her YouTube videos. Today, I will be applying what I've learned so far, which is not much. Let's get that so clear. Applying what I can to my warehouse management system problem that I'm having. So to recap a little bit of the idea, and we'll walk you through kind of step by step. And the process that I'm walking through here is exactly how I would walk any client through, because just throwing PowerApps at a situation, just like Power BI, throwing it at a problem that has bad process and bad data architecture behind it isn't going to answer the problem. So I'll walk you through kind of how we got to what we're going to be building in PowerApps, and then I'm gonna lock in for probably what will be 30 minutes because I'm gonna talk forever. I digress. Next week, we'll have Ashley Roberts coming on to review my tool, give me tips, tricks, and she's got oodles of information up in that Naga her. So I'm really excited for that, and I hope everyone tunes in. And I'll be interviewing her, asking her some get to know you questions along the way. And then week 4, community Zoom call. If you'd like to join, all you have to do is, I'll get the pointing right eventually. There it is. Oh, there. Okay. There's a QR code, right? Schwa. You don't have to submit goals. I encourage you to, but if you just put your name in your email and say yes to the Zoom question, you're invited. We were happy to have you. The water's nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. So, warehouse management. Essentially, in most logistics company, you're going to have some sort of software that's going to help you manage the inventory, what's coming in, what's going out, and where things are moving, and keeping accurate inventory on hand. Because we are managing so many different types of inventory, so we've got like raw materials that need to be weighed, you've got individual things that kind of need to be binned, and then you have like full pallet storage. So I don't much want to buy a software when I know every single WMS software out there isn't going to fit correctly. So I might as well build it in Excel exactly the way I want it. Well, the thing about Excel is that it doesn't really do transactional timestamp memorialization very well. And I know that was a lot of words, but essentially I can't, without like some funky VBA macro nonsense that I know will break eventually because I'm not good enough at writing VBA to make it useful and sustainable. That is where I think PowerApps is going to be really helpful for some of the frictions that we've been feeling, especially with being able to update inventory and not just go into a file and update a number, because then there's no record of the number changing. Feel me? Okay, so essentially the process that me and my cutie girl Bridget followed this month is we process mapped the entire, any inventory transaction that could happen in our warehouse. So we went from like beginning to end. So, and I'll show you the process map here in a sec, but we went through inbounds, entering inventory, moving positions, orders being placed, picking those orders, and then outbounds. All these different things that have to look a little bit different depending on if you're working with a full pallet, something on the pallet, or the miscellaneous things that happen to us in our day-to-day. So I'm going to show you the Excel sheet, how we kind of homogenized our ideas and were able to identify friction points that would be easily solved with something like PowerApps. Then we'll move to PowerApps and just build it from scratch. She did a beautiful job of making a wireframe, but we'll get into that. Don't even worry. If the music is too loud or if you don't like it, feel free to put skip or veto in the comments. I like the twinkly music in the background because if I just sit in silence, I will die. Other note, I think a fun beverage makes any project a little bit more fun. A little bit. It's about reward systems and novelty. So our sweetie guys at Red Bull made a spring edition grapefruit blossom. And you'd think purple beverage. So to my surprise, when it came out lime green, I was a little confused. It tastes like productivity. I don't like it. But it's too late. We're here. All right, guys, let's lock in. Okay, dokie. So I'm going to share my screen. Nothing's going to break. Okay, fabulous. So what you'll see here is we have basically this process map. And if you've ever made a process map before, this is going to look like not like that. And that's okay. This is just a list of instructions, the basics of an SOP. It's about being done and not perfect. And that's the benefit. So each of these is all of the things that could possibly be happening in the warehouse at any time, depending on the kind of process we're working with. Not specifically relevant what is in these cells, just the process that we're following to identify what is necessary to go into PowerApps. Next, from this process, there's a lot of friction. So it's important to map the process exactly as it is right now, because as you're talking yourself through that process, you're like, oh wait, that doesn't make a lot of sense, which is beautiful, which means there's opportunity. Here are all the frictions that were identified of opportunities where things could kind of go wrong. So for instance, like items are in the correct location, however, aren't logged into the WMS. So let's say someone just like walks around and puts something somewhere, but doesn't actually log it correctly. Same thing with like raw inventory not being weighed after production. And so when you go back, there's a different amount than used to be there. Little things like that can fall through the cracks if it's not documented. There's no solid process in place. So nice thing is our Sweetie Girl Bridge went through and identified some solutions of what would be helpful to be able to aid in that, or what a correction could look like. And then pending where to make those corrections, what the new process map would look like. Now, in small business land, there's a lot of the time there's short-term and medium-term solutions. I think long-term solutions don't really exist because by the time you get to the long-term, the circumstances have already changed. So we've got near-term, and then that is where some PowerApps situation, we're going to document that after I can see what I can build. So that's happening here. The cool thing is what she did is then moved it into a wireframe in PowerPoint, which if you go back to April Dunham's video, she basically was saying PowerApps is just like programming a PowerPoint. And I was like, fantastic idea. So to be able to communicate, hi, Emily, thank you for being here. So to kind of communicate what we want, where we kind of want it, basically she set out and made me click through diagrams. So we've got the home screen, map, lookup, inbound, outbound, all these beautiful things. And then when you click into map, it will go to this subscreen. From that subscreen, then you can kind of start piecing through. On these individual tabs, she's giving me information of here's what I kind of want happening on this tab. Here are some criteria that's necessary, and here's what I want to be able to do here. So she's done a lot of the legwork telling me exactly what the problem was and what processes need to be transactionally tracked and managed in WMS. Then over time, we can always add more things and make it better. But based on the frictions that she's feeling at the moment, we're going to build it. If you build it, they will come. So that's the precursor of what we're doing here, what my goals are. And then the next straight up 50 minutes is just going to be me grinding, trying to create this. I'm going to take a little bit of the time at the beginning to like kind of build out like how I want buttons to be clipped and different stylistic things so that I don't have to repeat that 7 million times. But the cool thing is the last time I was in PowerApps and really doing stuff was probably 3-ish years ago. So there's a lot that has changed. Um, can we build it? Yes, we sure can. I feel like, oh, Bob the Builder. My brain is really trying to come up with a joke and it's missing. So cool thing about, or even in the last week, I've never seen this create a plan situation. There's a lot of AI tools that are coming out. So I'm gonna, before I go and just dive into creating a Canvas application and building it from scratch, I'm gonna give Copilot a chance. We're giving it 1, maybe 2 chances to get it right. And if it doesn't, we're moving on. That is basically my interaction with Copilot so far, is like, all right, let's see. Because every few weeks it's like, it's got to be better than last time. And then it usually is, but like nowhere near ready yet. I'm going to let others figure that out. Okay, so let's create a plan. So basically it's saying you just describe a business problem you want to solve. And then it is gonna, we're gonna see. I like how it even pre's like AI generated content may be incorrect. It's like we still got a lot of work going on here. Okay, it's fine. I would like to build a basic warehouse management system to track, just receive, track, manage, and package inventory that comes in. Let's just see what it does with that. Leave it broad. Don't be stupid. Don't make a fool of me. Oh. I've never seen this before. Oh, that's gonna be really silly if it just tells you how to be a warehouse manager. That's funny. Okay, well, let's take the warehouse staff approach. Change or accept the roles. Accept the roles. All right, vibes. So far, I'm more impressed that it is even a thing. Whoa, whoa. I do like that it's starting with the data architecture first. That's interesting. We'll see what kind of columns it comes up with. Truthfully, I mean, my WMS, we've been working on the master product, master company, master formulation, all the master tables in the background to... I don't like this song. Ooh, coffee lover. Okay. We've got some tables. Let's see what tables I've got. Inventory. Okay, we've got inventory items, sure. Shipments, that'll be important eventually. Stores information about items that have been packaged for shipment. So we can call that, maybe, can I just adjust that? See what it does with that. Probably do need an inventory adjustment table though. To be fair, this is technically the plans section. We haven't even gotten to PowerApps yet, so to be fair. I have been seeing some cool, like the refreshability has gotten really good. Really good is a stretch. Better. I feel like it's just been so long since I've tried last that there's so many updates that I'm trying to lean in. Picking information, order information, re-add. And inventory. Okay, I think I should have read closer. So how I describe the difference is PowerApps is you can create it's like a user interface to do a gazillion things. They can view things, adjust things. It uses Power Automate as an engine to pull and push from databases. And I think there's like the back end of it is PowerApps is basically taking that information to and from the databases. But PowerApps, there's like imagine like a warehouse worker that's never touched Excel before. Do you want them going into an Excel sheet to edit things where they could mess up formulas, or do you want them to be able to only click 3 buttons, like go to this, enter number, kind of like an iPhone application, like a low code application without needing any like IT skills, to be honest. What I'm doing right now is like mildly unhelpful in that way. But if it builds a cool thing in the back end, that for me that'd be cool. But I'm just giving AI a chance. These objects address the needs of your users. Because that would be nice to be able to like as like an inventory. Nice. Like a warehouse, like if there's an inventory counter versus like an inventory picker, like all of them have different levels of needs of what they're in there for. Honestly, at this point, we don't. We're just gonna give it a whack. I don't think I need these because I think you can use those tables as like permission sets, but I don't need it. Okay, vibes. Let's just see what it comes up with. When you're ready, plus sign to create. Okay, let's see what it does. I wonder what's saving him. Let's give it a whack. Let's see. If it works, that's going to save me oodles of time. And then I can just plug stuff in. But I have low hopes, to be so honest. Emily, yes, exactly. Basically, and I'm not quite sure. You know how Power BI, like the engine of it, like you put all your data in there to be all calculated and displayed and all of that stuff. I don't know how much. I think PowerApps has I think it has to be like preliminarily like ready to roll as soon as it gets to PowerApps. I don't know the level of like calculation that happens in the back end, to be so honest. But I was anticipating doing like I'm gonna have to investigate that more. Whoa. What is going on here? Okay, let's just do it. Okay, it's created. I hope it's like perfect and pretty and like I can just do cute stuff to it, but I'm nervous. You can do like literally anything in PowerApps, and so it makes it tough to like zero in on like the best case scenarios. But it's nice like being on your phone, you can like put the Power App on your phone and then just add stuff, subtract stuff. And then like Ashley was talking about how she has like a little like one on her phone, so every time she takes her dog out, she'll just start a timer, ending the timer when he comes back in, and then so it tracks like frequency and duration. So if she ever goes like notices like abnormalities or his health declining, she can take that to her vet. So like you can make it as big or as small as you'd like. I always try to push the limits a little too far with my stuff, but we're just gonna let her cook for a minute, see what happens. Or crash, that's fine. Oh, okay, we're skipping the studio. Whoa. Okay, so I like to get inspiration from the ones they build, but I'll probably do it myself, but this is kind of fun. So a little bit of the back end of like how this is working is, so each of these, like let me see if I can go full screen, if that's helpful. It's not helpful at all, actually. Let me swap this around. There. Now we have the more important stuff in the middle. Okay, so on the left side, it's basically the different screens that you can interact with. So like the staff screen, inventory moves I love, I love it. Interesting. The cool thing is we have an iPad that we're going to be using this on, so I would optimize this for the phone, but for now it's fine the way it is. See, master product would have been set up before it even got to this tool, so quantity. But inside, so this kind of to emulate each other. To see the parallels, over here you've got all of your different screens that you'd interact with, versus over here you've got all of the different PowerPoint screens. On here you can click any which thing. Oop, didn't mean to do that. And of that item, it's got all this drop down of all these different things that you can adjust. The way it transitions, the way it fills, the height of it, the this, the that. On select, when I click this button, it will return something. Or for instance, you can kind of get used to all the different things. So, okay, so if you see similar over here, all of this, if you select like a graph in the shape format, well, let me do like a, oh my God. Can I just insert a graph? Am I being silly? Anyways, usually when you like select like a graph over here, you can kind of select which part you want to actually be editing. So kind of similar. Here you can click through, okay, we've got this container. We have the label itself, the icon that's on top of it, and then the offline icon. So it really gives you full autonomy of every single little tiny baby thing that's happening in here. And so, interesting. Cool thing is at any time, so I'm gonna make this guy small again. Let's do that. Cool thing is if you press play, let's go back to let's go to the welcome screen and click through it. So now I'm like testing this application at this moment. Let me zoom out a little. So at front, if I was inside of this application on my phone or on a tablet, I could go into, let's say, palette inventories, and then say, okay, I've got this palette here, and it would represent all of the information that sits in there. I think if you click, oh yeah, so then you just click that little edit button And you can say it's actually, I'm moving it to aisle 3. And now there's only 4 of them. And then the update, I think, would be today. You could probably automate that to be today. Today. And then save. And then that updates that inventory, which is kind of cool. I wonder if we go backwards, if that actually monitored as a inventory move. Oh. But for instance, I don't think it did just get that information I did, but that's where Power Automate basically takes that transactional data stamp, pushes it back to wherever the data table lives, pulls it back into whatever kind of data flows it's working with. And that's my misunderstanding of Dataverse. So sorry about it. But the cool thing is then you can track the audit of where it's moved as it goes, because a lot of the times, a lot of things are moving around in a warehouse. So having that level of information also helps with being able to track productivity of the workers, trying to track how much time it does things. If something gets misplaced, you can kind of follow the breadcrumbs. To be honest, I think this is all great and fun. I think for today, I'm just going to go backwards and build my own. However, I will be using this as kind of like, ooh, you can also view it in the other ways. Okay, none of my business. What's cool to know is there's a fallback plan if I can't figure it out myself. And there's all sorts of extra things that will give me some inspiration along the way. For now, I want to go off of our specific plan because there's a lot of stuff in here that's going to become like tech fluff or tech debt. Like, I don't need to make everything in here work. I need what we've already established is the friction for us specifically. Then over time, it's nice. It is cool to say that the plans, like the Microsoft, like the Copilot thing that I just did, worked pretty famously. I'm going to be honest, pretty easy. The other cool thing is instead of all that, you can just start with Copilot, or there's like app templates. So like onboarding tasks, booking a room, budget tracker, all sorts of stuff. We've got trust issues, so we're just going to start from well, I don't like any of these options. Start with page design. Blank canvas. Bingo. Let's do it. Man, it is so much cleaner and faster than it ever was back in my AB days. Brilliante. Oh, so much to do, so much to do. Okay. Hey, Jody. I haven't really done anything yet, so you really haven't missed much. Let's see if I can just paste pictures in here. Damn. I just want this color palette in there. Okay, this is actually the most boring part, is I'm just gonna get working, and I encourage everyone to do whatever they would like. Actually, let me save this in like a reasonable spot. Feature profitability. You're getting the inside scoop on my file structure. Just kidding. Office hours with Amber. Oh my god, it's March. That's crazy. Guys, my birthday's coming up. Turning 30. Living 30, flirty, thriving. Large scheme. So traditionally, if you're going to have like a, I don't know what level of, if you upload an image in here, if it saves it with the batch file and like all in here. I like to keep all of my source files in one folder, very closely connected to where I'd save everything. Usually like near data sources. Just a personal tip. That's more for like when I'm what? How do I? Oh, upload. Cool. Now, traditionally, I would want to just present what I've done in the hour next week, but I'm going to be putting a lot of work in on the sidelines for this, so hopefully I'll make y'all proud next week. There we go. I don't think I've completed one sentence, to be so honest. Ooh, themes? Oh, that's right. Ashley did mention that you can set up your colors as like variables. We're gonna watch a video on that real quick.
Hold on, before you pay for
Ads.
So when I come into here, I know which one's my primary color. So people that are getting started with PowerApps will realize that there's only a certain amount of out-of-the-box kind of theme colors that PowerApps will give you. And you will want to be able to brand your app to your corporate colors. Now, rather than going through and having to sort of create all the sort of colors individually, and then what happens if all of a sudden you go through a sort of change of your kind of brand colors or something like that, and it means you've individually got to go through and change all the colors. Now, a workaround to this is to create another page inside of your app, kind of like a hidden page that I'm just calling styling here. And then you can add some icons to the page. So this will actually work with actually any icon, but in this case, I'm just going to use the rectangle icon. And I've called that particular icon my primary color. So that's what I'm going to use as a reference later. I've also got a secondary color. Now I've just put a label above both.
What even is that? Icon? I insert. Icon? Did it matter what he did? Let me make this big.
Both as well here. And then you can add some icons to the page. So this will actually work with actually.
It's just an icon. Okay. Let me not be silly. Oh my god, there's like a gazillion things. Shape? Where the hell's a square? Oh, guys, I'm being silly. What? Oh, I guess rectangle makes more sense. Sure. La 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 la. Now, the only reason I'm putting so much time into this seemingly small step now is because I want to save myself time later, because I know I'm going to have a gazillion buttons. So what the hell's a exactly, what is a square? Just a rectangle. Oh my gosh, my sweet Lily girl. So glad you're here. I'm sure he would suggest calling it like primary, secondary. Let's see what he's saying.
But in this case, I'm just going to use the rectangle icon. And I've called that particular icon my primary color. So that's what I'm going to use as a reference later. I've also got a secondary color.
Oh, you're rat.
Label above both as well, just to explain.
There's no eyedropper?
Here, I know which one's.
We're taking a moment to shake our fists at Microsoft for not putting a damn eyedropper in here. Whatever. I'm over it. Y'all are over it. But you're messy for that.
Okay. My primary color, which one?
Well, let's do this. La 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 la. Okay. Insert. Okay, we're being silly. RGBs. Oh wait, hex. What was that? RG hex. Oh, okay, I can just grab the hex. Okay, let's do it. This is so annoying. Yeah. Fun fact, if you guys didn't know, you can do this. And it gives you all the things you need. Oh, let's go back to music while I'm being dumb. I think there's an easier way to do this, but none of my business right now. Oh, okay. Okay. Taking these silly guys. Of course, it doesn't paste. Horrible. I'm also probably not painting this as the best thing ever, but it really, when you set it up well... What? Okay, there we go. Annoying. Let me know if you like the music, want me to turn it off, want me to change it. That was the best I got right now. There we go. Okay, we've got our color scheme. That took way longer. And let's see what we're supposed to be doing with that.
What's my secondary color? Now that I've set my primary color, I can go onto one of my screens, I can select an area that I want to change the background color for, and in the property for fill, I'm going to now type in my primary color dot fill.
What?
And now that's set that color
Where
to
did
the
that
same
come from?
primary color as on my styling page. Now, if I was to then change that, so I've now applied that both on all of my different screens. Whereas if I was to change that color now, so say for example, we're no longer using a green color, we're now going to use a blue color as our primary color. Now that will then reflect throughout my whole app. So now everywhere
Well,
that I've applied that primary color will then reflect that blue color.
oh, okay. Well, on screen, let's just put something on there. Let's say you know when you like have to make a non-consequential choice and somehow that's what's got me. Okay, let's just do text label, sure. And fill, like he said. Primary. Nope, I've done something different than he did. Let's backpedal.
So with PowerApps, I realized that there's only a certain amount of out-of-the-box kind of theme colors that PowerApps will give you. And you will want to be able to brand your app to your corporate colors. Now, rather than going through and having to sort of create all the sort of colors individually, and then what happens if all of a sudden you go through a sort of change of your kind of brand colors or something like that, and it means you've individually got to go through and change all the colors. Now, a workaround to this is to create another page inside of your app, kind of like a hidden page.
Guys, it was that easy. Oh man, you just name it something and then you do it. That is not the theme. Oh, that is. Oh, I just named it wrong. Okay. Okay. The other thing, as I think everyone's very aware, you got to name stuff meaningful things that actually help you. Theme mid. Theme darker. Theme darkest. Light, light, dark, dark. Okay. So then if I was to change this to theme darker, voila, who'd have thought? That's cool. Okay. So, okay. In the circumstance that I was to build this for one person, but I wanted to use the solution for another client, then I could just use the styling page as a template that I could just weave in their stuff. Cool. Let's see if he had any other things to say.
Now, everywhere that I've applied that primary color.
Well, okay. Separate thing. Okay. Actually, guys, huge. Because if I was to take, okay, I'm not doing this on the call, like this call today, but I could basically go through all of these different things and create all these as variables, or like I am going to do this later, is building disabled colors and disabled fill, basically like the hover border and the hover color are really cool. So hover color, let's say, is let's try that again. Theme darkest fill. Hover fill. Okay. Wait, let's try it. Oh, okay. But it is changing. So when you hover over it, it does change. Okay. Okay. I'm going to not speak English for a while. I'm so sorry. Hover fill. Huh? Oh, okay. So there's a little, okay. There's a little bit of vocabulary that I need to learn to really weaponize this, but okay, let's try theme. Theme's a word, yeah? Yeah, okay. Theme darkest dot fill. Hover fill. I don't know if, let's try it out. Okay, let's try. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to hover color. Let's make the words theme lightest hover fill. Let's make this big, 50. Open Sans, we love her. Ooh, very limited. Which one do we like? Let's do it all in. I love Seago. Okay. Okay, let's try it. Oh! Small wins, guys. But that's really cool. Okay, that's huge, because there's no more, you're not going to be click over here. We're not doing that. We can just, and if I was to copy paste this, so as long as I build one button really well, if I was to go to this and go to hover fill, it has the same thing. So if I was to, let's say, change this name to themes darkest X100, for instance, if you go back in, it changes the names as well. We love a variable, guys. Ooh, okay. Small things. We're not even getting to like the deepest of darkest, what can go on in here. But this is the nice thing, is you can make it as cute, fun, user-friendly so easily. You can do, and honestly, okay, come to Jesus moment. Okay, so in any new application, honestly, you're going to learn so much by just clicking through the ribbon Just like, what does the home tab do? What does the insert tab do? Like, I saw there was like a money sign or something. Like, just clicking through every single one. And I think I'm going to get a lot of enjoyment out of that. I could probably do like a 10-hour live stream of me just clicking through stuff and just seeing how it works. Because a lot of times you don't know what you don't know. Similar to when's the last time you went to the Excel formulas tab? There's a lot of stuff cooking up in there that you just never knew was there. So the more you click around and find out, guys. That's the word of the day. Man, the hour I've got, okay, separate low. It's 7:45. I've gotten no real work done, and I feel it's whatever I have to present next Monday is going to be huge. It's going to be like night and day. I feel like I need to like show the progression from 2 text boxes that don't even have anything in them to next week where I have like a fully functioning WMS. We love a hyperfixation. This is very fun. Okay, what I was saying though, for instance, like if you look at an Excel sheet, like gives you all these different things that, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I didn't know half these existed. Like clean, what the hell is that? I don't know. Once you click it, you'll find out. Yeah, an hour it seems like a long time, and then voila, we're done. Anyway, same thing with this ribbon. I think a lot of power can come from just clicking around. So same thing here. Let's just see what we got going on. A lot of it is much more condensed than a normal, like this ribbon doesn't have as much real estate as like an Excel sheet. However, clicking through theme, clicking through, like there's tutorial pages. What? Background image settings. Oh, you can change all sorts of stuff. Okay, I'm going to get lost in here for a while. You can also change it to, okay, enough. Amber, you're going too far. But even on the left side, being able to see, oh, I didn't even know you could do insert on this side. That's much easier to scroll through. How fun. But like, that's what I'm saying is you can scroll through like mixed reality. Jesus. Your data, your variables, which I probably will look closer into. That's nice to be able to search through your app. So if you name things well, you can search this way, which is so brillante. Power Automate Advanced Tools. What's that? Don't need it. Okay. I think I'm having a full stroke. That's fine. We're big vibing. Host? None of my business right now. Okay. We've got, I'm going to change this back to like a more relevant name. Theme darkest. Okay. Let's make some other choices here. Can you add your own fonts to PowerApps? That'd be cool. Yes, you can use custom. Ew. I don't care enough about fonts to be so honest, so I'm gonna skip past that. Oh, Mr. Banjo, would you like to join the stream? We have had we're rounding out to the last 10 minutes. We'll chit chat for a little bit. But yeah, cool thing is it's spring in Michigan, so often we're going to be playing the game between cold lighting and warm lighting and my different lighting sources. Super exhilarating. The other thing is, since the windows can be open, Banjo, anytime a leaf falls, decides that it's worth barking at. Cool thing is we also have a bat that lives in the wall and like is scratching around and stuff, and I'm like, gross. But yes, we've got the sweetest boy, so crusty. He's doing his best to not be super annoying today, and I commend him for that. You can go back to bed. It's okay. I'm sorry. Okay, back to PowerApps. Back to PowerApps. Okay, Amber, I'm going to try in this last 5 minutes to at least get a home screen started. It's not going to look cute, but that's not what matters. Banjo, we were being so good. Insert text label. Maybe we're fine with open sans. That's fine. No, warehouse management system. I wish I had like auto snap guidelines of like how far it is from this side. I'm sure it does. And these are actually not, this is just WMS top label. Need to build good muscle memory from the beginning. Button. These are all buttons. Fill. Let's do theme light. Fill. Cute. And then theme hover. Hover fill. Theme darkest dot fill. And let's just see if it works. It does. I'm in love. And there is like a click button that can do some stuff, but guess what? None of our business right now. We are speed running. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 buttons. Kind of want the background to be theme. No. Background. Wait, oh. Background image. Can we add like a stock green gradient? Okay, vibes. Ugly, but can we change the color? Not good. That's fine. The nice thing is this, if you go to, I think where it says text, you can edit what's in here. And I'm sure there's some like cool formulaic stuff. Like if there's a variable you're referencing, like, hello, Amber J or something. I've been watching Severance. Don't ask. Let's do that. And I think if you just outbound. Oh, I'm so silly, guys. Additionally, if you don't want to scroll through all this mess over here, if you look at the right, it's all right there with like helpful buttons. It really did try to lay it all the way out for me, and I was like, I won't. Okay, disabled color though. So if it was like something that no longer, like if it's disabled, if you hover, you can like change all of this stuff. So and if you click on it specifically, let's see, hover. Oh wait, did I just mess that up? Hover fill. That's what my formula is. If I click the formula down here, it no, I'm just being silly. No, it just okay, so that's cool. Down here in the right corner, you can click on any of these, basically the font of the color, or, oh my god, the font color, the fill color, and the border color, as well as having tooltips. That's so fun. Oh my gosh, that's the thing, is all of this is meant to be, oh my gosh, even cooler. Then you don't have to click through all that stuff. You can just do, like, if I wanted to, so for instance, theme, oh, and it has the auto, oh my gosh, so cool. Sorry, okay, for instance, if I'm like, I want to put this in everything, you can just go all the way through and just be like, okay, good. And you can just I'm going to probably change this back, but if you wanted to, you can just edit all the advanced stuff here as well. Worth Googling to see like all of the, like, I'm too excited. Oh my God, there's so much stuff. Okay. We're finishing this. Amber, be better. Order fulfillment. Inventory. So the thing about, okay, while I'm hyping it up, the only thing is I don't think Microsoft is very good at guest permissions. So like, it would be really great if I could build an application and like send it somewhat, like have a client like fill out some stuff or whatever. That would be so wicked. But I don't think it is chaotic and I have not seen good interactions there. I'm open to being surprised, but inventory tracker. Look up and map. Oh, come on. And then I think there's some auto alignment stuff. It's also good to put what it is, like a button or a form or a this or a that, because when you're scrolling through, shit gets lost hard. Map, button. And I'm sure there's like good like best practices on like naming conventions. Ain't got time for best practices with Gorilla. Order, fulfill, button, outbound, button, inbound, button. Okay, great. And I think if we align middle, align, distribute vertically, beautiful. I don't think that actually did anything. Let's see if it actually is working. Line. Okay, it was working. I'm just not seeing things. Line. Horizontal. Okay. Cute. Let's shoot the gap here. Let's shoot, we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep it all centered up. The engineer. There we go. Let's make this color fill, color fill, color fill, color fill, color fill. Disabled, color. Theme, darkest, fill. Yeah, nice. Bold. And we'll put a rectangle to make it look like the wireframe I was given. Send that to the back. Reorder. Send it back. Backdrop. And then let's make this fill. Theme lightest. Dot fill. Okay, ugly, whatever. We have completed one step. Okay, if we look at the wireframe I was given, we have completed. The cool thing is when I start creating new screens, I can do on select and then have it navigate and then to like, I think it's like navigate styling. I think. Let's try it. Yes! I'm so smart. I'm the best. Okay, enough. But the cool thing is once I do that, I can start building out where I want it to go, what I want it to do. And there's a gazillion resources on all the neat stuff you can do. But I have tapped into like imagine the ocean, like the ocean's like ocean spray. Like I haven't even touched the ocean yet. I'm like literally it's just like getting wind of the ocean, but I digress. It's 8 p.m. I'm going to be heading over to the after hours in the chit chat chamber on Discord if you'd like to join. let me know. Let me grab the Discord link. But I am so excited. I am empowered, invigorated, and so stoked. I'm going to take one more minute to get the link. I also suggest if you want to join the Zoom call or want to be a part of Office Hours with Amber, there is the link right here-ish on the screen. I thoroughly enjoy the more folks attend. I hate when like you'll open an application and it will be like you can't see the top, so you can't move it. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, Kaylin, thank you so much for coming. Invite people, edit invite link to forever. Copy. Okay, heading over to the chit chat chamber in the Discord. Hope to see y'all there. I never know when this is going to close, so